Hi all, welcome to SAW Smart I Love Box. Data, that's your smart choice. Welcome. So in this session we are going to see just enough Python. So in this session we are going to see three topics: introduction, just enough Python, getting started with Python. All right. Yep. So in this introduction we are going to see about what is Python, history of Python, advantage and disadvantages of Python, and why it's got famous or familiar. All right. Okay. So what is Python? Python is a high level interpreted oops concept language, and also it's a free and open source language. In order to write and run a Python program, we need to install the Python previously. Before we are executing that Python program, we need to install in our system, right? You know what it mean by history of Python. It was initially designed by Guido von Rossum in 1991, and it was developed by Python Software Foundation. Python 2.0 was released on October 16, 2000, and Python 3.0 was released on December 3, 2008. And the Python 3 also called as a Python 3000 or Python 3K. Why it's got familiar? Python programs are easy to understand, it's portable and platform independent. Platform, it's nothing but the various kind of OS like Windows, Mac or Linux, whatever. So Python has a rich library and predefined functions, and also it has wide community. The wide community means a lot of people using the Python, and due to that a lot of people using a different kind of predefined functions which is used for many purpose, like if we have a pandas library, matplotlib, we can visualize and a lot of things we can use it in this Python. And one more feature is Python uses indentation instead of blocks, instead of curly braces, like so all other languages they want to differentiate our condition using a curly braces, right? So like for example in Java, if we are going to we are going to separate differentiate our conditions using if we are using a for uh, if condition, we need to use a curly braces in our under that, right? But in this Python, so next we are going to see about the difference between the Java and Python. It's just a comparison. It's a compiled language, and Python is an interpreted language, and it was surrounded by the blocks or condition which is surrounded by curly braces, and here we are using indentation. Yeah, and it's a statistically type. It's a Python is a dynamically type. Statistically typed, it's nothing but once we are engaged with any variable with a like integer or string, we cannot change it throughout the program. But in Python, uh, we can change it as we want. Like if I am like I'm going to I'm going to fix a variable a equal to 2 in the same program. I just want to change it like a type any integer to string, we can change it. But Java or all other programs we cannot, because it's fixed. So once we fix like integer or string throughout the program, it is same, right? Next we are going to see about compilers, interpreters and REPL. Compiler, it's nothing but it's a program that translates a source language into machine code or binary code, that is means zeros and one. It's just convert our entire program into a machine language code, which is uh, that the machine code only can the machine can understand, right? So this is a process for compilers. Okay, and output of the compilation is also called as a object code. That means it convert program source code into object, right? And interpreter, so it is also do the same job as a compiler, but unlike a compiler, interpreter directly run as an executable program. It means actually what does a compiler do? It just convert a source file into machine code, right? But in this interpreter, it directly the compile and compile and execute, it's in a same process. At the same time, it will do the same compiled and execution job, right? That's what I mentioned here. In in interpreter program, compiled and executed both are processed at the same time, right? And in also interpreters, it execute the program line by line. It means for each and every line it will be executed, but compilers it's not like that. So in compiler, what it do, the entire program will be read and compiled, and then it will execute. But in interpreter languages, they have advanced features like on each and every at the end of the line it will be executed, right? So this is the same concept of REPL: run, execute, print, and loop. Okay, so this will be discussed later. And yeah, the next topic is we are going to install a Python. Okay, where do you are getting a Python? Like there is an official visit, you can get it there, right? Getting started with Python. In this session we are going to see about how to run Python programs, how to use Python interpreter, how to install libraries, and how to use a virtual environment, and how to use Ipython for better coding experience. You know, the Ipython, it's nothing but it's an integrated Python. Okay, so it's an advanced feature. Okay, so this is a topic we are going to cover. Okay, for first we need to, if we want to run a Python programs, please make sure you have to install latest or recent version of a Python in your system. Okay, you just make sure it was installed or not. If it not, you just go through the link which I provided to you and install the official Python version, like recent Python 3.10 I was installed on my system. Okay, you just go through that. All right, so next what we are going to see is like how to run the programs or how many ways. So there is a two way. One is an interactive mode, another one is script mode. So we will see in this practical session. So before you are entering into that, you just make sure you have a install your machine has an Python version installed or not. All right, okay, so just you can go to your command prompt. You can type cmd and enter. If you are having a Python version, you just type python hyphen hyphen space, sorry, python space hyphen hyphen version, and put enter. You can see that Python version there, right? Python 3.10. So this is my version installed on my system. You want to go to a Python interactive shells, you must type python and hit enter. Once you hit enter, you might see like a Python version, and as well as the three arrow marks indicate that we are enter into that Python shell. In this we can type whatever, like I'm going to type print welcome to SIW. So this is what I'm going to print, and you can see the output here. Once I hit enter, yes, the print that result came, right? Welcome to SAW. Okay, so you just look about, I am just typing the word print and open parenthesis welcome to SAW, and once I hit enter, it shows the output, right? So this is the interactive mode. So you can see that, right? Welcome to SAW, right? I'm just giving a command to that system. Hey Python, you just show me a print the word welcome to SAW. Okay, so if you want to exit, you can put easily type exit and enter. Okay, so that's what you can came out to that Python shell. Okay, so next what I can do, this is a one method you can execute your program, like directly you can type it on a print and enter. And another one method is you can open that your completed program. So if you are having if you are saving any one Python project, you can go to your specify that specific path, and you can open it. So here I'm going to run my program sample, but I do have a lot of project, 1 2 3 4 projects, and all the project I installed are various virtual environment. And yeah, okay, so I am just going to use like sample program. This is the one I'm going to use to okay, and I just copy my path, because you have to, if you want to run your Python program, you need to go to your specified specific path, and you can run your Python, else it will throw an error. So this is a important step. If you are doing like this, it will not go, it will surely it will throw error. So first you need to do, you can go to your specific path, like a cd space, and you can mention your path and hit enter. Once you enter, our command prompt will go to a specific path. Now I just typing py, it's a short form for Python, and sample.py. Yes, you can see that result, right? Okay, I'm not saving my project, I'm not touching my project, even I'm not going into the project, but it gives an output on command prompt. You can see I'm not going to that Python version, how it is working. Once I call the py or Python, what will happen in the background? So the Python program in a Python shell was running background, and it just pull that sample.py program in it and run, and give me the result, and it return the result, so which is printed on the our command prompt. You can look at here. I just run a py sample.py. This is that program. Okay, so I run that program on that command prompt, not in Python. Okay, not in Python interactive shell. You just see. Next we are going to open a Python IDLE, right? So okay, so that is called interactive. Now we are going to look about the script mode. Okay, script mode is nothing but we are open that project over an IDLE. This is the script. I was like a program like print welcome to SAWA equal to 5b equal to 6 and some added portion. Okay, so this is the program. If okay, you can see the output, right, where you are seeing it's an IDLE shell. Okay, I was entering in the program on uh, so this is a command prompt. I'm not going there, and I just using IDLE. My results are print out here. Okay, so in this the complete program was compiled, like we compiled and execute, right? So this is a script mode. All right, you can understand, right? So interactive mode is we can get the output, but we don't want to go to the particular IDE, directly we can enter. Next we are going to see about REPL. REPL is nothing but uh, read, evaluate, print and loop. Okay, so you see this arrow marks on there, right? Once we are entering into the Python interactive shell, you might see the 3 arrow marks which will show that we are entering into the Python shell. Once we entering into the Python shell, and just write a program 40 plus 2. So it read and evaluate, it gives a value. It was printed on 40, printed like a 42, and it again it is ready to go for a next program, and it was asking you that is a loop. It was asking you, oh, okay, I am ready for a next command. Okay, once you give the next command, it again it going to read and evaluate, print the value, and it will ready for loop. So this is a continuous process, and it's called a REPL. Okay, I thought you might be understand REPL concept. Okay, but all other programs what actually do, read, evaluate, read, compile, and print and evaluate, print and loop. So that's the process for next all other programs. Okay, so here we are the next one we are going to do is we are going to install the library using a pip. Okay, so in that, what I'm gonna do, I just using your import pandas as pd. Once I enter, it show me a error like a module not found error, because the pandas module it's not there. If you are not installed a pandas previously, surely it will show module not found error, like a no model name pandas. And if you want to install, you just type a command pip3 install pandas. Okay, once you did, it automatically downloaded whatever the instruction, whatever the command, whatever it's want, and it's installed in your system. Okay, I'm just using this command import panda and then oh okay actually where we are standing, right? So actually we are in a command prompt, so surely it will not throw an error. Like first we need to go to a python and only we can import, right? Okay, so I'm just going to python and hit enter. Once I go in, I'm just using a command import pandas and enter. Okay, actually I do have a pandas in my system, so it not going to install again. Yes, correct, it will not showing any error or no model found error or nothing, because I already have a pandas model in my system. Okay, what we can do, we can import. Okay, so there is no result. Yeah. All right, so regarding this, what we can do, we can we can exit from python and we can do install again, right? It might be seen some result. Okay, pip install. Okay, once we, if you are inside that python, it won't work, right? First you need to exit. I'm exit, and again I'm going to install my pandas library. Pip install pandas. Sorry. Okay, so if you are having already installed in your system, you might see satisfied, like yeah, its requirement already satisfied. It means the pandas is already installed, other or the later recent version was installed on your system. It denotes that. All right, so I already installed my pandas here, so that I am getting it requirement already satisfied, right? Okay, so this is where you can, if you are not having this, you might see successfully installed or downloaded and installed in your. Next we are going to see about virtual environment. What is a virtual environment? This is like you need to create your virtual environment for each and every version whatever you change, right? Suppose in python there is a lot of version. I told you python 2 3, so there is a lot of version. If you are doing a program on python 2, it it will work for python 3. But if you are working if you are doing some program on python 3, it surely it will not working on python 2, right? So regarding that, what you will do, you have to create your environment like a python 2.0 environment on that specific path, and you have to run your program, right? So you can easily create your virtual environment like a 3 step. All right, I'll show you how to install a virtual environment for each and specific project. Okay, so first step, install virtual environment. Next step, we have to name it, and again and the next step, we have to activate that environment. So this is the way you have to install your virtual environment by your own. All right, so that's what we are going to do. All right, I'll show you how to create a pip install virtual environment, where we need to do, and specific path and everything we will discuss. All right, okay, so we can move on that next step, that command prompt. Okay, so obviously you have to, the first step, you have to go to your command prompt. Give me 1 second. Alright, before we can go to command prompt, we need to copy our specific path where we are going to install our environment. Then you can go to a command prompt and copy the specific project, and I am going to install in this new folder, right? You can see that, right? Under that python projects, I am going to create a folder new. In this new folder, I am going to create my new virtual environment. All right, so the first step, we need to install virtual environment using a pip command. Pip install virtual environment and hit enter. You can see that it was loading. Yeah, yes, successfully we can create our virtual environment. The next step, we have to name it, right? Virtual environment, I am going to create my environment as a new environment. virtual environment, so like virtual env space new env. So then hit enter, you can see, oh okay, so suppose if you're having antivirus, it shows some error. You can create like allow all, you can give all, and you can see it was loading. Yes, successfully it was named like I am creating my name, new environment, virtual environment. Okay, the third step, what we going to do, we can activate that environment, then only it will be working. Okay, what happened actually? Yep, actually what I do, I forgot to change my environment name as a new. You can see there, right? My environment is called like new environment on the top, right? I just named as a new environment, but here what command I used, my env. Okay, so that's a error it will show. So what you will do, you just change it like a new environment, like a new env, and slash scripts slash activate. Okay, going to change my instead of new. Okay, new env slash script slash activate. Now you can see we are entered into that our environment. You can see there is an option like new env, right? So this is what show we successfully create our environment and successfully activate environment. We can see here. Okay, new environment there. Yep, you can see that, right? Library, script, everything there. Inside of that library there is an pip there, python there, everything there. Suppose if you want to specific python version, if you want to use here, you can use a command python 3.9 or like. Okay, next topic is Ipython. Ipython, it's nothing but it's an interactive Python. It's same like as a Python, but it has some additional features like improved REPL, tab completion, magic commands, integration with the host system, many additional improvements as well. Okay, so improved REPL is nothing but normally we can see a 3 arrow marks there on that REPL, right? So instead of that arrow mark in Ipython, it shows a line like a ln and square bracket there. It shows a number 1, number 2, what are the rows we can go for. It shows like, okay, line number 1, line number 2, it will show. And also each and every specific functions and variables are shown. It will print it like a different colors. That's one of the features for Ipython. And tab completion also, it's a tab completion is nothing but the options. It suppose if you are having a one string. Okay, so in on that string, what are the operation we can do? It shows once we press a tab, it will show a various operation what we can going to achieve. All the options are it will showing. Okay, so that's what we are going to see in this session. Okay, so the tab completion is nothing but Ipython pops up appropriate list of method as you press tab key after dot in front of the object. Suppose I am giving an object like a equal to name equal to some like a John or whatever. Once we will move on to that John, and I can go for dot, it will show some options. Okay, I will show you here. In order to open Ipython, you need to type Ipython and enter. You can see, can you see the difference? It's under the same Python 3.10, but the version is for Ipython is 7.29. You can see the color difference here, right? ln1. Okay, if you enter, you can see me the ln2. All right, so now what I can do, I am going to do some program, or like I'm going to give some variable name, right? So I just enter variable name equal to just siw. All right, okay, and enter. You can see the line 2, right? Now you can see tab name. Okay, right, name dot after the tab you can see variety of options. So this is a future. Okay, you can see variety of what are the operation we can do. You can use upper, lower, capitalize, whatever the possible operations are, it will show. Okay, you need to just open phrase and close phrase, we need to complete that, right? Name dot tab, you can see I'm going to use the upper and the open phrase, close phrase, and you can enter. You can it gives a result SIW, right? It shows operation. That is a feature. And next feature is magic function. Magic function is nothing but it's an inbuilt. Magic functions are extremely powerful, and magic commands are prefixed by percentage character. Okay, you can, if you want to use a magic command, you need to use a percentage character. So there is a there is a two flavors in this. One is a line magic, which is it was denoted by single percentage prefix and operate on a single line input. Another one is cell magic, it was denoted by double percentage prefix and it was operated on multiple line of input. Okay, in order to achieve this, you have to create one new functions on that within a same folder. You have to create one new function, it's your own predefined function. In order to use that predefined function in another program, you can use this magic command percentage run using that name. Suppose I'm going to use add function in another one project. I can create add function on a separate uh, file like a add.py, and if I want to include that add.py into this one, I need to mention percentage run and add.py. This way. Alright, so magic command, it's a big topic, we can discuss later. And okay, so that's it, that our end of our session. Alright, thank you for watching this session, guys, and please keep on touch and keep on watching on the next upcoming video.